Yo, 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 buddies. Hey, it's Concert Buddy. This week's video, I'm going to talk about a new way, or new to me, way to obtain, hunt, procure, achieve, adding records to your collection, and then also have a hot tip on saving some money this week on new records leading into Record Store Day on Saturday. Cue the lever. I'll see you in a second. All right, buddies. So I know what you're thinking. Another way to buy records, a new way to buy records.
You're goddamn right.
It's a yes and no situation. It's new to me in the sense that I've only recently really started kind of learning about auction style buying opportunities. Now, let me level set and say that eBay obviously is kind of the OG, the grand poobah of online purchasing auction style, where you have a set price and within a certain period of time that item can escalate as people bid on it until a final bid time expires. It's yours, it's not yours, what have you, right? So there's eBay. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're well antiquated and familiar with eBay. What I'm talking about is something that I'd say in the last, let's call it 90 days, probably since first of the year, let's just be very liberal with it, is a phenomenon. Started through like an app called Whatnot. Whatnot apparently is an app that is used for eBay live type style auctions from content creators, be it YouTube, be it Instagram, be it like TikTok, I don't know. Wherever people seem to have a following online these days. And these content creators who originally, when I started kind of learning about it, was in the kind of like the used video game segment of the online community. My son and I really enjoy watching those videos on my personal YouTube channel, and so some of the content creators we saw on YouTube there seemed to be kind of all birds of a feather flock together situation. Moving over to Whatnot, and basically it's a live, in a small amount of time, auction for goods and wares, right? I have mixed feelings on the whole Whatnot thing, particularly because I do feel while it is a service that content creators are providing and selling things directly to their audience, I think that's probably a good thing. But I also think it can be viewed as exploitative to that audience, you know, preying on the elements of FOMO and social proof and all those sorts of things. So I have mixed feelings on Whatnot as a whole, but it kind of belies the bigger point of this video, which is vinyl collecting, vinyl record collecting. Now there's a new way to do it, not just through Whatnot, but I've noticed folks on Facebook and some of the record collecting groups I'm in have started doing something similar with live streams. And a few weeks ago, I had the great pleasure of participating in, I don't say participating, but just being present and involved and witnessing, is probably the best word. Billy Hurst, a lot of you folks know, in the VC over at Riverbend Records, great shop, talked about it on the channel before. Billy hosted his first auction through the store's Facebook page. Very similar setup of like the Whatnot idea right behind it, where you're taking your customer base, showing a record, and letting folks kind of go through there. The thing that Billy did a fantastic A+ job, and I say Billy and Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame,
The cream of the crop.
is that it wasn't necessarily auction type things. There wasn't that kind of like piranha frenzy of like, here's a rare record and everyone kind of go at each other. He did have one very premium record, very collectible record at the end. He did kind of try that out, but what really Billy knocked it out of the park by doing it this way in his setup was he basically said, here's record X and here's the price. And in some instances it was like new stock, so he had multiple copies. So then he was able to, you know, sell multiple copies through that, which I thought was like the novel idea. It's like great. It's like bringing a Discogs or any other online storefront in real time. There's no ambiguity. There's no feeding frenzy, or, you know, like there's no real disappointment. Yeah, you can miss out on an item, which is what happened to me. I was really looking for that first press, a Shotgun Willie. I didn't know it was going to be in the auction, and I was a little slow in responding once he threw it up there, so I didn't get it. But here we are. Lesson learned for the next time. But what I thought was really novel was here's the item, here's the price, if you want it, fire it away in the comments. And it was very diplomatic. There's some people who kind of were like seconds off of their comments, and there's no animosity, and there's no any kind of, like bad feelings or any of that kind of garble. The good news is that it sounds like Billy's going to do this more often, and I think it's a great way not only to support the store, buy things from the store, interact with Billy, ask some questions. I know some folks on the that particular event were asking, hey, do you have Metallica records? And so in literally real time, Billy would like say, hey, can you go pull? And Brandon would go pull some records. And so thought it was just A+, like really, really great experience. So I would highly check Riverbend Records, get on their Facebook, get notifications, check their social medias, be aware, because I think the next one's going to be a lot of fun, just like that first one. But on top of that, Billy had kind of alluded to it in his video, and it was another thing that I kind of dipped my toe in at bathwater, is there's a couple of professional businesses, and the one I'm going to talk about for this video is called Collect Co. I think they're based out of the Tennessee area, and basically a couple times a week they live stream and do auction style offerings for records, but they do a traditional auction where they'll say this Leonard Skinner record's $50, starting bid $50, and then in the comments, Facebook and YouTube integration, which is pretty smart, people can say 51, 52, etc., and he does it for a certain amount of period. At the end, final bid, etc. So I've noticed though, while that's another way to purchase records, with his presentation, it's very focused, it's very organized. He has a lot of really cool records, and I'll leave a link below for his setup and the information I know about it. But I would be doing my audience a disservice if I didn't share one thing I noticed, which was maybe the grading of the records may be subjective. And I mean is he would pull a record and say near mint record, and then he does a great job of pulling the record out. You can see the labels, all that stuff. Well, he did one in particular that he said was like near mint, very good plus, whatever, pulled it out, and then you could see there was true writing, like DJ style marker writing on the label. So that was kind of off-putting. So it made me kind of question maybe the grading skill. And one thing that made me appreciate going back to Billy's presentation is like Billy is a great subject matter expert. Like he knows his stuff, and that's very comforting, particularly because he'll tell you first pressing, early pressing, whatever. Like he will cut to the nitty gritty, especially if you ask those type of questions. This fella at Collect Co tries his best, but there are some times that he would be showing a record and he mispronounced the band or whatever. So not as proficient as Billy is in his presentation. And again, this isn't a Billy versus this guy. It's nothing like that. It's just my experiencing two different ways of skinning the cat, if you will, when it comes to these auction style presentations. So interesting way. I don't know if it's the way of the future. It's just another way to be sitting on your couch, sitting on your device, being somewhere else, and being able to find records that you maybe can't find in the wild, you can't find in your area. It's just another avenue to be able to bolster your collection. And all in all, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing.
This is amazing.
So last thing I'll say in this video is I did a quick short video about it before I started filming this. But Target is having their buy two, get one free promotion again on new records. Essentially, if you buy 3 records, the cheapest of those 3, example, if you buy a $35 record, a $30 record, and a $20 record, the $20 record is free. I would highly encourage being strategic about this way because obviously the more that third record is, the better your savings are. So you can look at it 2 different ways. You can buy it as a buy two, get one free lens. You can look at it as 33% off your total purchase. However you want to do it, the best way to optimize that value, that savings, in my experience, has been try to make sure all 3 records are similar price points. There's also some kind of chicanery where you can, if you do it online, you can order the 3 records. They're all discounted at a certain price. Overall, like I said, it's like 33% off your purchase. Depending on what that cheap record is, that's applied 3 ways. I know some people found a hack that you can order the 3 records, and then after the order goes through, go back in and cancel the other 2, and you still get the lead record, if you will, at the cheap price. I'm not advocating for that. You do you.
Hello, I like money.
But usually when Target runs this promotion, they run it 2, maybe 3 times a year. Amazon will do something to follow, so I'd be on the lookout for that. They will probably have a dedicated list of records, titles that you can buy 2, get 1 free. So all in all, it's a great opportunity to get some new records, maybe some records that you haven't gone out on, particularly as prices are going up and, you know, availability, obviously supply chain, all the greatest hits you hear me talk about on this channel. Here's another way to add those records at a financially beneficial way to your collection. Check it out.
You know, there comes a time when you got to make up your own mind.
So, auction style, what do you guys think? Are you guys well versed in this? I mean, definitely new to me, but do you have any tips, pointers, other great sites, other great companies, stores that do similar type of auction style selling? I think it's the wave of the future. It's here to stay. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. But again, if you do it with class and a really just straight up way like Billy did, and the flat pricing, like buy it now stuff, I think it's a home run. Auction style, hit or miss, right? So tell me what you think. Share your information. This is all about the information station. But until then, buddies, when you get the chance, just spin it. See you next time.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
Well, we out of time.